Those only
I,
appeared a few minutes ago. What's that?
I thought I would wear my Emerald City glasses from
Oh,
Wicked.
right.
It's my little nod to my little video later. You'll see and you'll understand why.
Oh, I get you. How are you this evening?
I'm really, really well. Also, this ring light, this amazing light that makes me look gorgeous, is very bright. So by I need to
Lovely.
shoot. You can
Have
see
you
it in the
seen our new
reflection.
sponsor?
Domestos.
Well, I just thought, as it's doing so well in America, that we might actually ask for sponsorship. You never know.
That's true. I also need to add as well. If my hands go down, I swear my laptop is down here right now.
Right.
I swear.
Oh, yes, I believe that. And hello, everyone that was watching on CNN last night. You'll see a clip of that later. How exciting! We were international on Friday with Mr. Richard Quest.
It
Amazing.
was amazing. It was
Um,
so good. It was so good. Ken was amazing. I can't believe we were on a global platform like CNN. That's
oh,
amazing.
absolutely amazing. And we've got some amazing guests tonight. They're a bit quirkier. I'm hoping the Americans are tuned in because you're gonna you're gonna look at a few of these acts and think, what is digital cabaret and what are they doing? But there you
Um,
go.
well, all they have to do is just look to the White House, and that's more crazier than what we've got tonight. So they're fine. They're used
No,
to it.
you are right. Ready then, my lovely one. Time to roll the credits. Now on BBC One, our BBC Three zone, where we show all of our programmes from BBC Three, as it's not a channel anymore. Even though most of BBC Two has now transferred to BBC One too. And I'm not sure why we call it BBC One anymore, really, when it's just all the new stuff. So I mentioned this to the channel controller, and she said, "Oh, don't be silly. If we did away with all the channels, all the controllers would be out of a job. That would never do." So, next on BBC One. Well, there you go. On a packed programme tonight, welcome to Saturday Superstar with Mr. Stuart, saying too many S's for me at this time of night, and Mr.
Thanks.
Colin Savage. We have some amazing guests. We have the American sensation from Broadway, Aladdin, Marisha Wallace, and she came over here and was in Dreamgirls. You'll know her from the West End too. We have the amazing Holly Stars. Good luck if you're American understanding that accent. We have Marnie Scarlet. How do you describe Marnie Scarlet, Stuart?
Twisted burlesque, absolutely fabulous. A latex legend as well.
Right, twisted. Right, the lovely Cassie Atkinson is going to be here singing us some songs as well. Oh no, you're
Yeah.
not going to talk to me, Cassie
No,
Atkinson.
so
Cassie, I have to admit, I'm rather glad that we've moved on to a late night slot because
yes.
there's a few things in her songs which are pertaining of the female anatomy, which is French Kiss. Now, if you don't know what Ophelia does, she's an aerialist, and you think, how do you do, Stuart? How do you do aerial in lockdown?
Well, I saw this on an episode of Blue Peter. It's a bit of garden twine, some chicken wire, and papier mâché. And we'll show you one we've made earlier later
Yeah,
on.
it isn't. It involves a hoop in the garden, which I think is pretty clever. Who in their right minds would have a hoop in their garden anyway?
I've not had a hoop in my garden for a very long.
Right, moving swiftly on.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
We're very, very proud this week. Very, very proud. Last night, our Ken Wright, our beloved leader, was all over international CNN talking about digital cabaret. So I've got a clip for you. Would you like to see Ken on CNN? Amazing. Here he
Right,
is.
our staff are safe. We have furloughed our staff. What we can't do is help our freelancers, not through formal government sources. So this is all to keep our freelancers earning in some way, because without it, they would be lost. They'd have nothing.
And what's been the reaction to online cabaret at the weekend?
Well, I think when this is all over, Richard, there's going to be a number of people who manufacture cameras for telephones and the like. They've got quite a lot of answering to do. The first 2 or 3 weeks, we were beset with technical problems. We kind of think we're on top of it now. The thing to remember is that I think you showed a clip of a juggler. That came from Australia. That's how we've been stretching it. He's a regular act, but he'd gone home to Australia prior to this virus kicking in. So he did that in his back garden in Australia. So this is what we're doing. We just want the acts to have ability to remain in the public eye, and for our customers to understand that we haven't gone away. We're still here, and we still aim to bring them the quality acts that they expect of us.
Oh, it makes you all sort of warm inside, doesn't it?
Yeah, really, really warm and fuzzy. I love Ken. He's speaking up for all of us at the Phoenix, but also just everybody, all freelancers, all clubs, all venues. Do you know what I mean? So I just love that he's putting a whole
But it
shining light
is
on it
so true, and you think, thank God that CNN picked it up. I don't actually know of that many other venues who are still putting their acts on, still paying their acts, still encouraging people to do amazing stuff, even from home. So we're very proud of him. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Richard Quest, for that.
Yeah,
In the
thank you.
meantime, yes, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was going to say, no, thank you, Ken. And he's right, like supporting the digital cabaret supports all of our freelance artists. So you can tip here if you want to on our paypal.me/Phoenix Arts Club. And the link is posted constantly throughout the comment boards. So please go there, tip what you can to keep everyone going through this time.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen, get your glitter tracksuit on. Get out those mirror balls, because if you don't dance in the next 7 minutes, I will want to know why. It is the wonderful Broadway and West End, Marisha Wallace!
All the way live, direct from her living room, it's Marisha Wallace.
Giving you all the tunes. Let's take it to this next one. We will survive. At first I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I couldn't live without you by my side. But I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong, but I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. I saw you back from outer space. I just walked into my ear with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lie. I should have made you leave your key. If I had known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Go now, go. Go now, middle. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with the lie? You're gonna crumble. You're gonna lay down and die. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know I love, I know I still lie. 'Cause I don't my love, and I don't my love, and I'll say there. We're going through a lot of stuff through this corona. But we're gonna get through it. All right, come on. Let's get those hands together. We're going for a party set. Here we go. Yeah, come on. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Where my strong woman at? Hey, some baby, do it naturally. Come on. Let's go. Come on. I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read the love right now. Everyone from there to there. Listen, I can cast a spell. Secret, it's a special move. The fire inside of you. If you ever feel danger of it, then instantly I will appear. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want, baby, I do it naturally. You sing it with us now, come on. I can set your knees like rain into the sea. I can make a rhyme of the confusion in your mind. And when it comes down to the good old-fashioned love, that's what I got. I got. It's all in me. Anything you want, baby, I do that to learn. Sing it with me. Listen. I ain't bragging, 'cause I'm the one. You just ask me. Ooh, it shall be done. Till
I was dancing away. How was that?
Oh my.
Literally.
She is incredible.
That was just in her kitchen.
That's so amazing. Have we flipped over? Have we flipped over to the live because it's gone black?
Oh.
Have
Thank you.
flipped over? There we are.
I was so excited dancing.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
Oh dear. I totally blown away. As I was saying, that was literally in her kitchen. How do you do that? And you can't put enough mirror balls on top of it.
I know that everyone was just saying on the chat board, they're just going, everyone was saying like, wow, like you imagine living next door to her? That would be an incredible noise to hear from your neighbours. She's so fabulous.
Unbelievable.
We are lucky. Very lucky. Well done, Marisha.
Oh, I love her.
Thank you.
And what have you been doing this week, asked Stuart then?
Okay, the highlight of my week is very minuscule but very huge. I ordered my first takeaway in like 6 weeks. I had a Domino's pizza and I went whole hog. I haven't eaten takeout food for 6 weeks. I haven't ordered anything. It was the weirdest experience of my life, but It was amazing. And now I've been in like a 2-day food coma because I ate like everything. It was amazing.
I love it.
That was it. That was my week. How unthrilling is that?
Ah, not at all. Well,
What about you?
I have been busying myself reading the news as ever. You know,
It's like there's one message and it should apply for all, and I'm afraid that's not the case.
Adil Ray, thank you very much for talking to us this afternoon. Now, in a moment, we're going over to the daily Downing Street briefing. But before then, Professor of Virology Keith Neal from the University of Nottingham joins us. Give us a quick overview of what we might be expecting to hear from the Chief Medical Officer today with regards to testing. Seems to me that the government will be looking to experts like yourself on how they might reach their target of testing 100,000 people a day. Pretty high figure, anyone would say. Well, so thank you very much. Do you think these figures are achievable, or do you think that we might hear today that there's going to be some easing up in these expectations? As we know, last week it became clear that the government wasn't reaching their targets, and indeed that there was a lack of preparation before this whole thing started. So as a virologist, do you think we, Britain, that is, have the capability to get anywhere near these figures? Well, the point I would like... Or do you think, like many of the promises that the government has made during the course of this pandemic, that the target is moving so fast that we will never be able to catch up with it? Well, considering the fact that today's figures show that the majority of health workers and home workers haven't access to these tests, even if they were available. So even if the testing was ramped up to the target everyone's been talking about, will these tests actually get to the people that need them? Okay. Or is this something that maybe people like yourself, the labs, the universities, academia, might have to take over as something you own, moving into partnership with business and investors to make sure that the number of tests in Britain reaches the targets? Well, again, as I was trying to say a minute ago, apologies there, Professor Neal, but the daily briefing, it looks like it's getting underway with the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, who is arriving now.
I feel so sorry for those poor people that are brought on for, what would it be, 20 seconds, maybe a minute, and then they're always stuffed.
Sorry, no, we're going to get to the news briefing now.
They knew it as well. It was like 1 minute to 5, the poor devil. Never mind. Next up, we have the fabulous, the wonderful, and if you're in America, good luck understanding, Holly Stars. Now, what do we know about Holly Stars, Mr. Stuart Saint?
Holly Stars, star of West End stage. She was in pantomime in the West End, the first ever drag pantomime, the West End this year. And that's all I know. And
that's all you know?
She's going to kill me. She's in the feed. She's going to absolutely kill me.
Of course she's going to kill you.
Holly. We love you, babe.
Your chance to sell Holly Stars, and that's all you could come up with. The pantomime when no one knew their lines. Honestly. Here she is.
Hello, my darlings. It's me, Holly Stars. Oh, I'm so excited to be back at the Phoenix Arts Club. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Holly Stars and I run a cabaret on the Monday nights I do. Not every Monday, once a month, Holly Stars time of the month. It's a cabaret at the Phoenix Arts Club. And so I don't normally do this Super Drug Saturday thing, but they've asked me, they said, will you come and tell us what's been going on in your quarantine? So I've been kicking off. So about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting at home watching Corrie. Oh, it's terrible now, we've only got 2 episodes a week. I'm having to watch classic episodes on YouTube. I was watching Corrie, and I get a breaking news alert on my phone. Boris Johnson has got the coronavirus. Boris Johnson got the coronavirus. Oh, it was so exciting. It was so exciting. It was for me like watching the video of a cute kitten or something, or looking at them pictures of Theresa May crying when she resigned. It gave me that warm fuzzy feeling inside. And then I get a texty from Karen, what lives at the bottom of the street. She's the one what's been setting fire to all the 5G signals. And Karen sends me a screen grab of my next door neighbour, Fat Julie, of Fat Julie's Facebook profile, because Fat Julie's blocked me so I can't see it. And on this screen grab, it's basically a status update from Julie, saying that at 8 o'clock, Julie's going to go out on her drive to do a clap for Boris. Clapping for Boris Johnson with the corona, when he's a dickhead for shaking everyone's hand and catching it in the first place. So I called to Wendy then, what lives next door but one on the other side of Julie. It's my house, then Julie, then Wendy. So I keep calls up Wendy. I say, hey Wendy, at 8 o'clock, Julie's going out on the drive to Clark for Boris. It's the perfect time. It's the perfect time to use our emergency eggs. Safety tip from the north of England on emergency eggs. Always have 2 emergency eggs, throwing eggs. One in your handbag for egg on the go, and one by your front door in case of intruders or people clapping for Boris. And so it says to Wendy, let's at 8 o'clock, we'll go out, we'll egg her. So we went out at 8 o'clock and we stood on the drive and waited for it to come out. And as soon as she come out, we pelted her. We pelted her with our emergency eggs. And the problem is, I put a spin on mine because I flip my wrist back like that when I throw it, because then it gives a harder impact. And it knocked her clean out. It was. Egg all over her face, flat on her back. And they had to call an ambulance. A concussion, they said. And me and Wendy were absolutely delighted. We were absolutely creased up, we were. And so we decided we'd go to the Brewers Arms to celebrate, because Brewers Arms is still open. Brewers Arms is still open because no one's got corona at the Brewers Arms, and you just go in through the back alley. So on the pre-drink, I went to Wendy's. We had 2 bottles of Pinot each on Wendy's front garden while we watched the ambulance dealing with Julie. And then as soon as the ambulance had gone, we went up to the Brewers. So we had a bottle of tea each, and we were absolutely steaming lashed. Oh God, we were absolutely steaming drunk. And then the next morning, I wake up. The kebab's on the table. Wendy's asleep in the corner of the kitchen. I had my kebab for breakfast and then I left to go back home. And as I'm going down the street back to my house, who do I see coming out of the house across the way? Posh Sue. Posh Sue coming out of her house and about to get into a car. Head to toe in black. Where do you think you're going? This is a quarantine. Can't just be running around all over the place like that, like some kind of witch's tit. And she says to me, oh, no, I'm going to a funeral, Holly. No, you're not allowed to go to a funeral. I've seen them on the telly. That says you've got to do the funeral on the Zoom. On the Zoom funerals now, Sue. Can't just be doing whatever you want whenever you want. This is a quarantine. It says if you carry on getting in the car, Sue, I'm going to call the police. And you know, she said she got in the car, slammed the door, drove off. Let's ring the police, right? I ring the police. It says it's Posh Sue. She's off all over the place, willy-nilly, running around like headless chicken. And then I remembered that 2 days before, Sue had had a delivery in from M&S. I'd seen the van out the window. And I'm thinking, well, that fridge is going to be full. And that house is empty now, unattended. I called Wendy. I says, Wendy, Sue's left her fridge unattended. Come on, quick, let's go before the police arrive. So we went round the back, let ourselves in with the key, and we cleared the whole lot. We did 3 shuttle runs from Sue's house to my house with the bags for life. She was well stocked. Mushroom Kiev, jammy dodger, chocolate chip cookies, ginger beer. She had real sparkling wine, not Perry. We get all the food back to my house. And we ring Jackie and her sister Falula. And Maureen, what works at the Brewers Arms, says they've got all come round, we're having a buffet, Saturday buffet. And they've all come over and we're having a dead nice time with it, and then we hear the siren. So I rush to the window and they're coming up my drive. They open the door, says, what do you want? Like that. And they says, we hear you're having a party. It's not having a party. I'm not having a party, I'm having a buffet. And they says, well, you can't have a buffet. I says, why not? Don't be stupid. I said, well, oh, what? So now, because we're not supposed to eat in the quarantine, not allowed to eat in the quarantine, don't be so fucking stupid. Before I knew it, 6 of them come in, they dragged Wendy out by her teeth, nearly. It's an absolute fucking disgrace. I'm gonna write it to the police commission. It's disgusting, isn't it? The way we've been treated over this quarantine. You know whose fault it is, all this? Sue's fault. It's Sue's fault, and she's the one off gallivanting, and I'm the one with the police kicking the door down. So no, she's an absolute bitch. When she gets back from that funeral, I will absolutely chin her. I will. You're a fucking bitch.
I love the fact she's even got a plug for herself.
I love it. And the Super Drunk Super Show. Love it. I love it. The Super Drunk Saturday Show at the Phoenix.
Oh my God.
Has to be a thing. Amazing, Holly.
Unfortunately, that is a true and accurate picture of how the rest of the country is actually doing at the minute.
Do you know what I would love, actually, just watching that? I was like, I really would love Eurotrash to come back and Holly to host it. Wouldn't that just be incredible? I think it'd be really great.
That's a very good idea.
Eurotrash. Yeah, awesome.
And doesn't Holly live in France? No. Where
she
is
lives,
Holly?
yeah, she lives in France, yeah.
Is she in France when she did that?
Possibly, yeah. Holly, let us know. Are you still in France or are you back in England locked up?
Wow.
Locked down, not locked up, sorry, locked down.
Right, the first time. Right, it is that time of the week when I get to show some of the funny clips that people have sent me. Again, my plumber scores. Do you want to see what Lawrence the plumber sent me this time? I'm being followed by 5.
Yes, I love the plumber. That was it. Very great last week.
Here we go. You're going to like this one.
Can I have one of those, please?
It's pretty cool, though, don't you think?
I really want one. That's amazing. That's really amazing. If I had all that gear, I totally would deck out. I've got an outdoor toilet cubicle still in my back garden. No, don't start. Don't start. I would turn that into my disco heaven.
As long as it's your disco heaven.
As soon as I said it, I knew. Come on, what we got next?
Okay. Now, I always admire these people because I think they're so clever. This is a new one that's out, which I just think is brilliant. So thank you very much, everyone, for sending me this. You're going to like this one very much, Stu. Here it comes.
Okay.
Tell me, who has the time to do that sort of thing?
We do. We're doing it every week.
Well,
that's amazing.
That is pretty cool. I mean, you'd have to have every single MGM musical in the whole world on your computer. You'd have to know every step to everything. Don't you think that's
incredible.
clever?
It's very, very clever. There is a brilliant one, if you can find it for next week. Let's see if I can find it, where it's Bob Fosse dancing, but it's to Michael Jackson's music. And it's incredible how well it goes together. It's very, very good.
Oh, wow. Now, I want you, if you haven't seen this clip, Mr. Stuart, I want you to tell me what you think is going on.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Here it comes.
Thomas, what are you doing? Thomas! Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Oh, my God.
That's real? That's a dog's taking a real somebody's teeth. It's not CGI, is it?
The man, no. The man had bought some joke teeth, and the dog stole them. So the dog was wearing the false teeth.
That's genius. That's so funny.
It's called Toothy Thomas.
Toothy Thomas.
So good.
Why is it? Dogs always look really gormless when they're like that as well. Love it. I love it.
The thing that always makes me laugh is when people laugh on these clips themselves. The fact that he's killing himself.
Right. Always, do you remember the lady with the Chewbacca mask that used to laugh so much? That was very, very funny.
Oh,
it's very funny.
But there you go.
Have you not seen that one?
No.
We'll find that one as well for you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I collect them, as you can tell. And I've been doing my bit as well, Mr. Stuart Saint. I thought with everyone out there, I did open mic again on Thursday. And we always have to wait for all of the people caring for the NHS to go outside, do all their stuff. I thought I saw on the internet that Harry's done one. Harry Kit, and other people have done them, and I thought, actually, I'm going to spend my weekend doing something actually for the NHS.
Oh, well.
I know. don't you think? Would you like to see what I've done?
Yeah, I would love to see it. Yeah, show me. Can't wait.
Okay. Standing at the front door, looking at the sky, heart so full of thanks, and I want to tell you why. You bring us together in our time of need, showing how our strength will mean we will succeed. I want to give you the clap you so richly deserve. I want to give you the clap you so richly deserve. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you think it's going to be a big hit?
Oh, that's really beautiful. Why is that funny? Stop it! Stop it, because we're acting like Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby.
No, it's beautiful, isn't it, Stu?
It's really beautiful. I don't know why we're laughing.
No, I mean it sincerely, and I'm hoping that I want to give you the clap will be a big hit.
Oh, I'm getting a hot flush now.
Well, it's your fault. Right. Look at you with your little hands. I'll get the domestos out. Right. Next up, this young lady I think is incredible. One, because she's an amazing aerialist. Two, that she's actually got a hoop in her garden. Three, will you stop it? Three, that she has so many costumes. You're going to see. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm always ready. Come on, let's bring it on.
Okay. It is the amazing, the one and only Miss Ophelie French Kiss.
Oh my goodness me!
Don't you think that's so cool? That's the coolest video ever.
Credits, titles, editing, aerial in the backyard, night shoot.
And
Girl went all out. I just went, make me a little video, and
I
that's
know.
which is incredible, really incredible.
And
I love
also
that.
her lovely little copyright run DMC, I can tell you, has already been spotted by Facebook. We'll be getting the email right as we speak, Ken, saying it's restricted in 159 countries. But that's run
Great.
DMC. I mean, that's what happens if you only have one hit, isn't it, really? But there you go. What?
Wow.
Oh, no. Now, next up, this is a real treat. I don't really know how to treat it, Stuart. So we're going to wait and see what your reaction is. But this is one of our star films. We've not had anything like this before.
Sorry, I know what's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a delight for the audience. We asked Josephine, as she's known, if she would make us a film. And this is what happens if you're in isolation in Buckinghamshire. Is that where she's from? Buckinghamshire? Yes, I think it is. Good luck, everyone. See you.
Good luck.
Hello. Now David Attenborough was unable to film any wildlife documentaries, I thought you might like to have a look around my garden instead. One of the consequences of lockdown is my bush is now very overgrown, but it does mean there could be some good animal activity. Come with me. Now there are rumours of giant venomous spiders, but I wouldn't worry, they're just rumours. Now what's this? We've got some big cats hiding in the tree here. We have a leopard, and that looks like a snow leopard as well. It's amazing how far these animals travel during these unprecedented COVID-19 times. And over here, beautifully camouflaged against the branch, is a chameleon. Let's hope we don't disturb him. And there, rustling through the leaves, is an anteater, although he seems to have stopped for a rest. What do we have here? Monkeys. Monkeys playing in the trees. In fact, one looks like a gorilla. It's quite amazing what comes to West Berkshire. Now, over in a damper part of my bush, we've got a couple of frogs sitting in the trees. We've got the greater yellow-footed frog and his more common cousin, the green frog. And if we look down on the ground, there is a giant ladybird. And what's this resting? It's a bat. Wait, what's that down there? It's a giant crab. That's the last thing you want to find in the bush. Now, there have been pictures in the paper of lions in the Kruger Park sleeping on the road because there's no traffic. And here we've got the same problem as we walk up my drive. Several lions resting. There's two wooden lions, there's a distinctly soft-looking lion, and there's a very friendly lion called Parsley. With the hot sunshine, the water holes are drying up, so we're getting lots of animals gathered around just small puddles. And here we have several hippos of different shapes and sizes, and a warthog, all looking at the meagre supply of water. They say birds of a feather flock together, but in these unprecedented times, they're all friends. Got a flamingo, a blue jay, a parrot, a bald eagle, a chicken, an ostrich, and a penguin. Wait, what's that in the undergrowth? It looks very much like an alligator. They need to be careful. Oh no, it's the neighbour's cat. Gosh, well, that was exciting. Thank you for joining me on my trip round the garden. And as I told you, no need to worry about spiders. See you soon.
What did I just watch? I have several questions.
Why have you got a cushion on your head?
Well, The lovely Joe Corrigan. Joe, I love you so much. Move over, David Attenborough. Are those Beanie Babies? And why does Joe have such a large collection of Beanie Babies? Did she nail them to a tree?
That is cruelty to Beanie Babies.
And why does she just keep mentioning her bush? Oh, Josephine, that was amazing. We love Josephine.
I absolutely love that. In fact, of all the films in all the world, don't you think that's just the most fun you can have in isolation ever?
It's hilarious.
To go on your own safari.
Peter Grimes has just said, Josephine's bush is a very busy place. And there is now, of course, our viewing figures have gone up, by the way, since Josephine's been on.
No!
Now, people are calling for her as a comedy legend.
I think it was meant to be comedy.
I hope it was. It was very funny, Joe. I loved it.
I absolutely loved it as well.
Joe.
To tell you the truth, I cut it, and actually, it was just fun to cut. Yes.
Moving on.
Moving on swiftly. Thank you, staff. By the way, Scott Westerby, ignoring my messages about making a film. No, he is.
Scott, make us a film. Scott is a really good drummer.
He's a professional actor. He can use a camera. He's a drummer. Nothing.
Yeah, I would love to see Scott do a video with his instrument. That would be really great.
Right.
And moving on.
What's wrong with you tonight?
I know. It's a lockdown for 6 weeks. Wait, who's next?
Next up, it's the lovely Cassie Atkinson. What I would say to a few of you out there, my mother, if you're watching, I'm very glad that we're on at 10 o'clock at night. It's not that rude. It's just funny. Are you ready, everyone? Here she comes.
Hiya, good evening, Phoenix Arts Club. I hope you're having a good Saturday night. Whether you're choosing to booze or not, or wear clothes or not, absolutely no judgment from me. I'm going to do a couple of songs. This first one goes out to everyone that's currently making lockdown babies and in 9 months' time is going to freak out and think, what have I done? Don't panic. So you're going to have a baby, what a lovely thing to hear. Let me talk you through the process to wash away your fears. 'Cause babies, lovely babies, your human rights they will infringe. Their birth alone causes bloodshed, several stitches to the minge. And as your fanny heals, it may look like lasagna for a year, but that's the least of your worries if you've split right from the front to the rear. Because babies, lovely babies, will make you think you're happy, but that won't be the look in your cold dead eyes when you change your shitty nappy. Now you'll most likely get hemorrhoids once a birth is done. Just a lovely bunch of blood-filled grapes just dangling out of your very own bum. Because babies, lovely babies, are the best thing you can choose. By gaining a lovely baby, there's not much you can lose. Just your dignity and sanity, uses of profanity, your sex life, social life, smoking off Marlboro lights, floors clean, doors clean, control of when you have a wee, stimulating conversation, nights of intoxication. And as you hold that tiny miracle in your arms for the first time, you'll feel a love that you never thought physically possible. And in that moment, you'll promise to do everything you can for that child, and you'll give, and you'll give, and you'll love, and you'll love, and you'll give all of your time and all of your money. And one day that child will turn around to you and look you in the eyes and say, I don't love you, I hate you, and I wish you weren't my mother. That's just babies, lovely babies, and all the joys that can be had. Now you understand why your mum silently resents your dad. Thank you. This next song goes out to everyone over 70 who's an absolute maverick and isn't self-isolating properly. Grandma Pat silently sat, crosswords still in her hand. Since grandson Tyrone had stayed, music constantly played, a bass line that made her skull crack. Feeling ill, she looked for a pill and found two by Tyrone's bed. The aspirin looked sweet with 2 hearts printed neat, so she promptly knocked the pills back. In 30 minutes or so, her feelings started to grow. A happiness so pure she didn't hear the front door. Tyrone home found Gran all alone. Said, Gran, yeah, you feeling alright? Eyes open wide, Gran beamed with pride. You ever notice how beautiful's my ceiling like? Gran kept on nattering, her teeth quickly chattering. Tyrone checked his bedroom tabletop. Gran's hands were turning, her jaw slowly gurning. Had Grandma double dropped? Tyrone saw the pills were gone and he knew what should be done. He booked an Uber into town, straight for Ministry of Sound. Pat felt sublime, dancing to garage and grind. The whole club found her gleesome. She made friends with the bouncers, smoked out back with the rastas, and topped off the night with a threesome. As sun slid into dawn, Tyrone mumbled with a yawn. Come on, Nanya, I'll book us a taxi. But Gran's brain moved quick, said, no, I'll teach you an old trick. And instantly hot-wired an Audi. As the police started chasing, Pat could feel her heart was racing. She stuck her head out the driver's side and screamed, I've never felt more alive. Now the pair are trapped down a cul-de-sac, and the police, they know who to blame. Tyrone is chocolate brown, Nana's white as eider down. The armed response is take aim. So Pat covers Tyrone, shields his body with her own. The bullets spray like a burst pipe. As Tyrone screams out no, Pat's smile begins to show. Says this has been the best night of my entire life. Everyone wore black for the funeral of Pat. Her grandson's face salt wet as he approaches her cascade. But Tyrone's heart it flutters, his tears are quickly mopped. For upon Pat's resting face is a smile of when she double dropped. Thank you very much. Have a lovely night.
Oh, we love her. She's talented. Good songs.
Absolutely love Cassie, though. She's amazing. So good. So funny.
This is such a cool show. By the way, thank you very much for tuning in at 10 o'clock. Tell us in the comments if you like it at 10 o'clock. We've moved it from 8 o'clock because so many of our acts that we've trained up and had for years are going to appear on that. What's that program called? Britain's Got No Talent. Or something like that. So yes, so we thought we better move it because of all of the people that we know that might be on it, if you know what I mean. So thank you, 15,000 people last week watching the show. Isn't that amazing?
Awesome. It's really awesome because we also, you double share it, don't you? You share it in the middle of the week as well, don't we?
We do, but it's just people that watch it online and watch it afterwards and pass it to other people and all that sort of stuff. So thank you very, very much for that. If you like it at 10 o'clock, tell us as well. The good thing is it won't shock my mother at 10 o'clock at night, will it? or maybe it will.
Yeah, that's amazing. And keep sharing it, keep inviting your friends to come and watch it. Also, if you want to support our artists, you can tip them on paypal.me/Phoenix Arts Club to help keep our digital cabaret alive.
Thank you very much for that. I love the children in need moments that you do. By the way, I'm looking rather yellow, I think, tonight. I'm looking at myself in the screen, and maybe it looks like I've got a suntan or something, but my colour correction is slightly wrong. But there you go. I don't mind being slightly yellow. And let me update everyone on the Phoenix as well. We had some very, very good news from NatWest. Can you believe this? Did we get a Corona Business Interruption Loan Scheme loan like the rest of the country? No, because they're not giving them to anyone. And if you're a small business out there, we've got just hundreds and hundreds of people contact us saying that, no, we didn't get one either. What is the point of them? Anyway, but the good news is that NatWest, who are incredible, have given us a loan themselves. So they said we can't do it through the British Business Bank. What a waste of time. They're going to do it themselves. So, God, are we grateful for that. The insurance companies are still saying that no policy intends to cover pandemic. Well, no one really intends to close for 6 months, do they, insurance companies? So...
Well, no one intends there to be a pandemic.
No one intends anything in life, but there you go. So we're still fighting them. There's a group action with Hiscox. We can't join them because we're not. We're AXA. So I thought, you know what's good in these situations is take AXA on at their own game. AXA made a commercial last year that got 1 million views because they spent a lot of money in it. And I think they're going to hate me for the next 1 minute. But if you are
That's
watching,
okay.
I know, if you are watching AXA, just tell us if there is someone out there that you have paid business interruption insurance for, because I'd love to know what the scheme was, and I'd love to know why you've paid that one out, because I think you'll find that you haven't paid anyone. But here we go.
I know I can be where I wanna be if I work hard at it. If I work. Big boys, big girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world, anything. Hold your head up, little man, 'cause you're a king.
I know, I can.
The insurers have stepped up to the plate and understood that they have to pay up.
If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. The boys and girls, listen up, listen up.
Oh, they're gonna hate me.
I love it. That's absolutely beautiful. A load of work into that. You said you were filming all day at the Phoenix. I didn't know what you were doing.
Well, you're not meant to be your business. You're not meant to be doing something. It was a vital thing. Me outside with my iPhone. But I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? When they say things like, you know, you're covered for fire. I mean, who could ever tell how something would catch fire if they say that you're covered for? Do you know what I mean? We're covered for non-contagious disease, you know, because it hasn't got the word pandemic in. It seems like the only policy in the country that actually mentions the pandemic is Wimbledon. Now, it's not a surprise, Wimbledon, isn't it? It's got A-list, multi-millionaire sports star that will, you know, they'll cancel for a swollen ankle. So they will put everything into their policy. But that's the only one in the country we know that has paid out is Wimbledon, which they keep using as their example. Hello, AXA, we love you.
And will you do us a favour though? Will you trim that video so we can post just that video as well?
It's a minute long, so I'm allowed to put it on all my social media. Yes,
that'd be amazing. And then everyone can share it and help support the Phoenix and fight in the good fight.
It's a pure copyright infringement, but it's not defamatory because it's true. I had my magistrate check it for me, and I've done lots of consumer shows as well, so they really don't know who they've met, but there you go. Next up, you're gonna love this. If you're at home and thinking what is the craziest video you could ever produce in your home and then put in a digital cabaret, I think this film coming up might do it for you. Look, you're doing weird things with your hands. What's that?
I'm really excited. We met Marnie about 2 years ago at the Phoenix. She came and did a show for us. We fell in love with Marnie, and then we've constantly had her as a guest in our cabaret shows. And then we approached her to do a video. And I'm really excited about this because she went for it, and I think it's absolutely stunning. And I love it because she always pushes the boundaries, and she's a wonderful performer. So, yay, we've got Marnie Scarlet.
This is Cabaret.
deadlier than the male. Shock, shock, horror, horror, shock, shock, horror. I'll shout myself hoarse for your supernatural force. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Oh, she deals in witchcraft and one kiss and I'm settled. How can heaven hold a place for me when a girl like you has cast a spell on me? Oh, how can heaven hold a place for me when a girl like you has cast a spell on me? Frankenstein and Dracula have nothing on you. Jekyll and Hyde join the back of the queue. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Oh, she wants to conquer the world completely, but first she'll conquer me discreetly. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Oh, she deals in witchcraft and one kiss and I'm settled. How can heaven hold a place for me when a girl like you has cast a spell on me? Oh, how can heaven hold a place for me when a girl like you has cast a spell on me? Oh, how can heaven hold a place for me when a girl like you has cast a spell on me? Oh, how can heaven hold a place for me when a girl like you has cast a spell on me?
She finished very quickly. I was mesmerized. I forgot to press my buttons and everything.
Wow.
I particularly like playing that one because Joe hates sparklers. I hate needles. So
Do
the combination
you?
of, well, no, you know why that is? It's because my dad, before he left us, not that we're bitter, is a doctor and he used to use us as pincushions. So you got absolutely no sympathy for the injections, the whatever. He just dragged you in, whatever. So actually, injections send me mad. But there you go.
Oh my god, I think it's absolutely stunning, and the sparkle is amazing. Marnie, her craft is that she makes absolutely everything. She's stunning, really stunning. I loved that. That was brilliant.
That bedroom with the roses and the 60s look and wasn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's stunning, and I think that is her bedroom in general, anyway. So, love it.
Fair enough.
Love
Fair
it.
enough. Right, it is time for Challenge Stuart. How did you get on this week?
I absolutely loved this challenge.
Did you
Actually, this is a really good. Last week's one, yeah, but this one I really enjoyed, and it was really, really fun to make. So the challenge was you showed me a video of a guy that made a viral video of.
I'm going to show everyone. Here's a
several
short.
theatre bows.
Yeah,
All right,
here's a
let's
short clip of what he did. You see, I thought this challenge was very you.
Very me, and actors, there's several types of bow that you could do. Some are more egotistical than others. So, look.
I'm just waiting because my OBS, oh no, it's doing fine. It has gone
Are
mad.
you all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Here comes the video. I want everyone
Okay,
to see.
yay!
I want to see that you've actually done it this time. You know what I mean?
I actually did it. Hello everybody, welcome to Challenge Stew. Thank you very much, Colin, here at the Saturday Super Show as seen on CNN Global International, baby. Yeah, so here we are with another challenge Colin sent me last week. Fabulous viral video that he showed of bows, theatrical bows and all the different types. Lovely guy did a video that went viral with loads of different types of bows. I have come up with a few more that may have not been used. So please enjoy this week's challenge. As you can see, I am ready to go. Got my dressing room dressing gown on. And it's time, I hear the time we're going, it's time for the curtain call. So I'll see you all on stage.
This is that's You've done it for once. You've done it.
Yay!
The whole of the UK goes mad with applause. Now,
it was really good fun, and I'm sorry about the Edinburgh one, but it is kind of funny, but not. But also the Wicked one, they do that funny joke, don't they? Because they take their bow together, and I just thought it was so funny. And that was my duvet. I have a pink duvet because I'm camp.
Yes, darling. Now, my favourite videos of the week. You're gonna love this challenge.
Oh, did you give me my new challenge?
I hope you haven't been peeking and seeing what I've got in store for you.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure I haven't looked.
Now, there's a story behind this as well, so I'll show you in the second video, but I'm going to show you the first video first. Play close attention. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Yes. Now you've done fighting at drama school. Now come on. Right. There you go.
Oh
There
my
is a
God.
challenge. But the story I have before you continue is everyone's gone
Right.
mad about that video, going like, it's the best quarantine video I've ever seen, blah, 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 blah. But my friend messaged on the bottom of it, which I love, Caitlin. Hello, Caitlin, if you're there, who basically is the best fight trainer in the business at the
Right,
minute.
okay,
And
yeah.
she trains us every summer when we do Shakespeare, and she trains all around the country. But they did it first, so I'm going to show you theirs just to prove to the Americans, no, we did it first. Here we go.
Okay.
Now when she comes up. There, that's Caitlin.
Wow.
There she is. She's good. Oh, finger point. See? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
There is your challenge.
So you want me to fight this week? You want me to
Yes,
get all
you're going to
butch and
fight
aggressive?
yourself because you're in
Okay.
isolation. So
Okay.
the only person you've got to fight is yourself, darling.
But I've got to be really inventive. Well, I did do stage combat
There
20
you
odd
go.
years ago.
There you go.
And I did do grade 1, 2, and 3 foil, épée, and sabre with the fencing.
Well,
so
get your sword
she
out.
has a bit. She has a bit. I'll get my sword out. All right, I'll rise to that. That's really exciting.
Don't you
How dare
think?
you? But it's really exciting. I'll do it. I can be really inventive.
Now,
and
if you remember in your stage combat, it's not the hitting, it's the reaction that's important. It's the
it is the
reaction.
receiving.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's.
It's never the giving, it's the receiving.
How did this
Stop it.
happen? How did
Okay,
this
yeah,
happen?
I'll accept that challenge. That's exciting. Yeah,
I like that one. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the show. I want to thank all of our fantastic guys who've been on the show today. It's been amazing, if you ask me. The incredible Marisha Wallace. We've had Holly Stars, Marnie Scarlet, the amazing Cassie Atkinson, and last but not least, Ophelie French Kiss. Have I missed anyone? I'm going to thank you, don't worry. Did I miss anyone there, Stu? No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Oh, have you
Okay,
died?
yeah, my connection went a bit funny there, right at the end. But it's all right. You can hear me. I'm still waving at you.
It's all right. I was talking to myself beautifully with the audience. Who cares? Who cares? No, don't do that. I want to thank Mr. Ken Wright for doing the CNN film yesterday on CNN, because that was amazing. For everyone for watching. And then we'll be back, I think, at 10 o'clock. But tell us in the comments what time you like the show. And we'll see you next week. Mr. Stuart Saint, what have you got to say to our audience?
Wash your hands, stay safe, bake your own bread, post pictures of yourself, order things on Amazon. I love you all. I miss everybody. Thank you to you, Colin, for doing all this. Thank you. Good job this week. Thank you very much. And thanks to Peter and the whole team and everybody. Lots of love.
We'll see you next week. In the meantime, see you then. Bye-bye.